All right. Tres, dos, uno. Yo, what's going on, Arkansas Razorback fans, SEC fans? Welcome. Welcome to the PTN postgame show. Good win. Good game. You got to be, yeah. You got to be okay with that performance tonight, right? That's pretty good. This is pretty good. We got in here a little quicker than I usually do. So look at that. Normally I'm not even, normally the camera isn't up until we hit almost the 5.5 minute mark. So I'll give you guys just a second here to kind of settle in. Michael Harris, what's up, Ty? What's going on? How you doing, man? Shooter Race Gaming, Woo Pig. Vanover is not a total pud muffin. I've never heard that before. A pud muffin. I've heard stud muffin. Never heard of a pud muffin. Dylan Davis. Oh my God, I actually made it to a live stream for once. What's up, buddy? How you doing, Dylan? Cheers, welcome. I just realized that. My books fell over and my what do you call it? The bookshelf stand snapped. Those books are so dadgummit. Are you kidding me? Come on. You got a dart in your neck. That is disappointing. Those things were sturdy. Should have got the metal books. What do you call those things? Not stands, but they book holders. I don't know. Really pleased with what I saw tonight. Arkansas responded to Ole Miss's physical man 1-3-1 defense. I don't know how many times. I love the SEC network. I'm not a big Paul Feinbaum guy, I'm not going to lie. But they're and I'm not like one of these the nerds out there that keep up with all the people who call all the games. I don't even know, I could tell you a couple of guys, right? That's really all I have for you off the top of my head. But it seems like most of these guys that call Arkansas games on the SEC network are so focused elsewhere. They're not really 100% focused on the game that's happening right before their eyes. Well, in this case, on their screens at home, wherever they're doing these games. And maybe that's part of it. But I noticed that last year. I seem to remember us talking about this last year. And look, that's a hard job. First, you're having to do it from a satellite location. You're not there. I get it. That's got to be tough. But I don't understand why. And again, it was last year too on the SEC network, mostly on the SEC network. You watch a game anywhere else, ESPN Deuce, or the Ocho, in between disc golf tournaments on the Ocho. I think those guys would probably call a better game than what these guys on the SEC network, what they do. They don't focus on what's happening in front of them. And when they do focus on the game, it's mostly it's complaining about what the other team's not doing right and not talking enough about what Arkansas in this example, or in this case, is doing, what they're doing right. They're not focused on, here's what Arkansas is doing. They're beating the trap. They're beating full court press. We heard that. They're playing really well against the full court press. Here's how they're doing it. They're circling this guy. There's no play-by-play. And if you notice in their instant replays, it's kind of he goes under the rim and gets fouled. There's no, to help people at home understand why the foul was called, where the contact was made. There's just none of that. And look, I couldn't do their job. I doing play-by-play in basketball. Holy crap. I couldn't do it. But these guys are paid to do it, and they're paid quite a bit of money, from what I understand, and definitely a hell of a lot more than what I make. That's for damn sure. I mean, they should, right? I mean, that's a craft. To do that well is a craft. But I'm just so tired, and I'm tired of hearing Sharif Cooper's name, for the love of God. If I had $1 for every time the SEC network, not just this game, Every time the SEC Network brings up Sharif Cooper, I swear I could probably get in on this GameStop, AMC, the stuff going on with the with their stock prices soaring and everything. What are people doing this through? The Robinhood app? Is that where that's coming from? I heard Reddit is kind of driving this whole thing with GameStop. Good for GameStop and AMC, but I don't know. It's just crappy play-by-play, if I'm being honest. If I'm just calling it like it is. And again, I'm sure being at a satellite location, wherever they're at, maybe they're parked in a van down by the river, calling the game somewhere, maybe on the White River here in Northwest Arkansas, and they're just like everything's being fed through. Maybe there's a little bit of a delay. It's just not good. It's not good play-by-play. I'm so sick of hearing Sharif Cooper's name. For the love of God, stop talking about him. Okay? Moses Moody right now, even though he's not playing like it, is projected a lottery pick. How about we focus on the guy that's actually playing on the floor at the moment? Shut the hell up about Sharif Cooper for 5 minutes. Shut the hell up. I'm tired of hearing his name. I'm Ty Hudson. That's my TED Talk. Yeah, I'm just tired of it. Tired of it, man. I griped on Twitter today, and I was told to quit whining about the SEC games, how many are being played in Fayetteville. Look, we knew this was happening due to the telemetry of it all, right? Like we knew that they were only going to get 2 games in Fayetteville. Nothing was really going to change there just because of the way that, again, the way the games are played in the home-and-home series with the SEC schools. Luckily, you do have Texas. But I am working on a video on that. I'm going to get that chopped up and hopefully put out tomorrow if God willing. So, all right, getting caught up on chat. Can't believe Ty didn't want to hear about Sharif Cooper and how incredible every other SEC team. I love it. Chris Johnson with the putback. Hello, what's up, Jenna? How you doing? How you doing? You guys really need to get on Ed Bassmaster when he does his cell phone, his pranks, everything that guy does. Ed Bassmaster. Ed Bassmaster. It's hilarious. How you doing? First time listening to a live stream. What do you think about the football schedule? Again, I'm gonna go over that in a cut up video. I'm gonna try. My goal is to get it out tomorrow. Spoiler alert. I know there's people in here that are in Little Rock. I know that there's people that in our Discord I think are down in Central Arkansas. Maybe they're down in the Delta. They're closer to Texas. I don't know, but a lot of people, they don't mind the idea of keeping a game in Little Rock. I'm not a fan. That's all I'm going to say. I'm not a fan. Maybe I'll come back to it. I'm sure someone in chat's going to urge me to go back. Ty, I wonder how much complaining about Moses Moody's lack of production will occur. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not really sure. Are you asking like is he going to do this more? His lack of production? Yeah. I don't see the problem. We love Sharif Cooper. They were talking about the other game the entire time. They were. I swear to God. I'm so sick of it, man. I don't mind if you're going to bring up the best right now. Maybe Sharif Cooper is the best player in the SEC, but Arkansas swept those guys. And I realize Sharif Cooper only played in one of those games, but yeah, they beat him too. I don't know. I think the guys on the floor would appreciate it if you talked about their game. So, I don't know. Take a shot every time a broadcaster mentions Vanover. I think you meant Vanover. I think you got auto-corrected. Vanover's height, Sharif Cooper, or anything that is not happening or is associated with the game. Welcome to the Sharif Cooper Show as we watch the Hogs and Rebels play in the background. You guys are killing it. That's great. That's great. GameStop to the moon. I need to get in on this action, although I feel like it's going to burst. I feel the same way about Bitcoin. Like, I'm a big fan of it, decentralized money, the idea that you've got Bitcoin out there. The government can't corrupt that, that form of currency. They can't print it, right? And I love the idea of Bitcoin. I defend it to the death. Even if it fails, I'm still going to defend it to the death. It may not be the best thing to do, but I feel like I'm missing out on Bitcoin. I need to actually buy a fraction of Bitcoin. Very inspirational TED Talk. Did Ole Miss make a three-pointer? They did. They did not make their first three until, and we'll get to the game. You guys got me going already. On the awful SEC play-by-play and talking about Bitcoin. Yeah, they did. They didn't make their first three until 10 minutes to go in the second half. It was pretty bad. Late to the part of it. Love the new background. Hey, thank you. The books have fallen over. It looks just like a cluttered mess right now. Got my Star Wars original VHS. Well, it's not original VHS, but it's when they remastered all the Star Wars movies in the mid-'90s. I got that. I bought those the day they came out. I think I was like 10. Used all my allowance, what little allowance I was ever given. I saved up. I knew that was coming out, and I bought that. It's like one of my most prized possessions. Joe, what's up, man? With the super chat, I turned on the Razorbacks game. I thought we were playing Auburn all over again because they were talking about Sharif Cooper like he's Jesus. It's just, I'm so over it, Joe. I'm so over it. Let's go over these numbers really fast, by the way. I don't know why this is, why am I, once again, if you don't pull it. ESPN's so weird. All right. We'll start with Ole Miss's numbers. I'm sure you guys can, you could look at the same thing I'm looking at. Oh, they got minutes posted already. Good stuff. So Ole Miss is going to fall to 8-7, 3-5 in conference play. I had a feeling these guys were going to be bad this year, and they're not very good. Although, did you see their mid-range game tonight? Holy crap. Did they miss maybe one mid-range jumper? They were awful. 3-point, they were 1 for 16. That's 6% shooting. 6% shooting. I'm pretty sure I can grab 4 of you randos in chat, and I'm sure we could shoot better than that, especially with how bad Arkansas has played out on the perimeter on defense this year. I shouldn't say bad. Look, they did play. Arkansas's defense tonight was far better. The last 2 or 3 games, they're improving in areas we've been saying all along they can get better at. Finishing at the rim, playing better perimeter defense, right? Reducing turnovers. Now, Ole Miss is a team that can force turnovers, and they did a little bit of that tonight. And they only turned the ball over 9 times. But so 1 for 6, 6%. But they were 25 of 57 from the floor, so just right at 44%. And they were 66% at the free throw line, 8 of 12. I'm a little surprised they didn't get to the free throw line a little more. Their leading scorer was Schuler. No surprise there. He got 29 minutes tonight. I was kind of surprised he didn't. I was a little surprised. First off, he went 0 for 3 at 3-point range, and he's pretty good at getting to the free throw line. I'm a little surprised he didn't get more shots at the free throw line. And look, you held him to 19. I'm going to take that. That's a little bit above his average. I think he's right at about 15 points a game. So he shot around his average or in terms of his production. Had a pretty good game. 3 rebounds for him. Their leading rebounder was let me pull up his Romello White, and this is, again, I think he is their leading rebounder per game. I think he's someone that gets somewhere around 6 rebounds per game. But he ended up having a pretty good game. Romello White, I hate you, ESPN. Romello White, okay, I mixed that up. I thought he had 11. He had 3 points, but he did have 8 rebounds. He had a steal and an assist. Their bench, they've got depth. They just don't their quality of talent off their bench this year. It's kind of like if Schuler and Joyner don't get it going, and Joyner was their second leading scorer with 11, they're going to struggle. They're not a great 3-point shooting team. They're so bad on offense. I think they are bottom 4, maybe bottom 3, bottom 4 in almost every offensive category. I thought they attacked. Man, they had so many second chance shots or second chance rebounds tonight. 8 offensive rebounds, 21 defensive rebounds. They only turned the ball over 9 times. The only guy that really got into foul trouble for them was Buffin, who only had 5 points. But their bench, not crazy productive, but they did rotate a lot of guys. They ended up playing like 11 or 12 guys off of or in their total rotation for the night. So Arkansas, who pretty good. They were even better from the floor because they were finishing at the rim. This is stuff that's fixable, and they're fixing it. They're getting so much better these last couple of games, finishing at the rim. I've been saying it since non-conference. Like, guys, we got a problem here. They're struggling at finishing at the rim. They turn the ball over when they try to drive the lane. There's no putbacks. They struggle dunking. I think Connor he got a dunk tonight and he missed a dunk tonight. I'm going to take that. I'm going to take that. He also had a nice little mid-range shot there. It looked like Ole Miss had forced a turnover, and Connor reached down there and grabbed it and just put it up. Like, that's what he's supposed to do. That's what Connor is supposed to do. He's supposed to be a guy that you're going to fear no matter where he's at on the floor because of his shooting ability, and we've not seen it at all in conference play. We barely saw it in non-conference play. He didn't knock down a 3 tonight, but he did have 8 points. Your leading scorer, once again, came off the bench, but of your starting 5 was Justin Smith, who knocked down a 3. He was 1 for 1. What is he now? 3 of 14 on the year, I think. Moody logged 19 minutes, 5 points. Production not so great. He turned the ball over 3 times. He did end up with a block. But going back to Connor really had 2 more points and 3 more rebounds. The guy would have had a double-double. I did see him get out hustled inside a little bit. There were a couple of times where he just got kind of pushed out of the way, and that's hard to believe for someone who's 7'3". But he played a little bit more aggressive tonight. And again, you see how this works. Moses Moody, who's supposed to be a guy that gets you between 16 and 20. Like, that's kind of the expectation from Hog fans. 16 to 20. And when he doesn't get it, Arkansas has 2 or 3 other guys that are capable of doing that and then some. J.D. Note, who's your player of the game. This guy tonight, 5 rebounds, 2 assists, a steal, 19 points off the bench. People complained about Note this year, and I'm like, look, yeah, he's had some moments. He's had some games where he's not he's not performing as well as you would like. Yeah, he turns the ball over. Yeah, he gets a little greedy. He tries to drive the lane. He ends up turning the ball over, and he did have some turnovers tonight. I think he had 2. No, he had one turnover. That's impressive. I'll take that. It was Devo who actually turned the ball over tonight. Devo had it was like a double-edged sword kind of night. Like, he was good. He had 14, but he still turned the ball over 3 times. Only 1 foul. And look, you're going to turn it over. Again, Ole Miss that's what they are. But Devo's your second leading scorer with 14, 6 rebounds. Nobody in double digits rebounding the ball, but they out-rebounded Ole Miss 37-29. So again, Arkansas 26 of 54 from the floor, 48% shooting from the floor, 7 of 17, 41%. If you're going to take that many shots, yeah, I want you above 32, 33% shooting, and they did just that. They got 41. And that's what you need to do. You need to knock down threes. You need to stretch the floor. That 1-3-1 that you heard so much about. That was really about the only thing they talked about in the game. They just wanted to talk about the 1-3-1. And I get it. That's not a very common thing to see on the floor to be played that much. But the amount of times I heard Sharif Cooper and the 1-3-1, if we were taking shots, guys, I wouldn't even be able to do the stream. I wouldn't be able to do the stream. I'd be plastered. I'd be hammered. But Arkansas countered it really well. I'm loving this double team and their leading guy on the floor. I'm loving it. Oklahoma State's next. There's a lot of questions with that. We'll get to that in just a second. Let me go back to chat here. Oh, we got a Red Wolves 2015 super chat. Thanks for the dono, man. I appreciate it. At least Arkansas did not have Luke Walton calling the game. Well, let me tell you about this time I did some shrooms in San Francisco. Believe it or not, it was a trip, man. I swear, that guy. I get tired of hearing about other teams. I think the SEC has a huge grudge against Arkansas. I hope we get to play Texas in football. Well, yeah, they're supposed to. That was on the schedule, and that's awesome. I'm so glad that game is in Fayetteville. I hope and pray to God above that they can get at least to like 60%, 70% capacity. Yeah, I'd love 100%, but I feel like that's asking too much, even though it's a long ways away. I miss Pat Bradley calling Hog games. Pat Bradley kind of does the same thing that Jimmy Dykes does. He tries to avoid – everyone knows he's a homer, right? I mean, obviously, that's his alma mater. But I do love – I like it when he calls games. I really do. It's got to be the shoes, Bill Walton, when someone dunks. Step back is like his signature move. No day. It's definitely 10 p.m. Note, they called him not a natural shooter. Hey, why does the voice of the Hogs, Chuck Barrett, live in Florida? I have no idea. He does live in Florida. He's married to someone out of the Bowden family. Is that right? I'm sure someone knows this in chat. He's married to someone I'm pretty sure he's married. It's either Bowden. It's someone. Chuck's a good guy. We've had him on the Hog Talk podcast. He's a good dude. We got him to do the touchdown Arkansas to end our podcast. Jacob and I conducted that interview, and it was a hoot. Tell me how our AD can give a lifetime season tickets to the super fan and his mom, but an average fan can't even get one ticket at home to a basketball game. I mean, first off, Kanan is awesome, and he deserves it. That guy, I feel like he works for the University of Arkansas. But he does all that, as far as I know, on his own. He goes to these high school games and roots the players on that are committed to Arkansas. Dude, that kid has a heart of gold. Or that guy has a heart of gold. Of course, he's living with disabilities, but he's a super fan, man. And like sometimes you like watch his stuff on Twitter, or you just see the stuff that's put out there, and you're like, why can't I just be like that? As far as just a Hogs do no wrong kind of fan, you know? Why can't I want to be more like Kanan. I do. Like and it's like, but I can't, considering what I do here. I have to be skeptical of the Hogs, but why can't I be more just like, he's got a heart, it's just pure of gold, especially when it comes to the Razorbacks. And you got to love that, man. And good for him. And he deserves it. Him and his mom both do. They do a lot. He's got a cool little red. What is that? Is that a beetle? Little red hog beetle? Is that what they gave him? A car dealership gave him. I think it was a beetle. No, not a beetle. But it's pretty sweet. It's got the hog decals on the side. It's pretty awesome. I don't know who is married to who. I don't know what that's about. When we were losing to Western Kentucky, he was trying to get us to stand and cheer, but we were all still too pissed. Hey, joining late, Ty. Great game. How about that stretch from Devo in the first half? Had 8 points off offensive rebound on his own free throw. I saw that. A defensive rebound and a steal. He was phenomenal. Devo has had these moments this year where you're like, why isn't he starting? Why doesn't he start more? And it's kind of the same thing with JD Note. Like, if they're going to be able to come off the bench and do that, you kind of like maybe ought to leave them there, but then they earn the right to start. Chris Collinsworth. Well, here's a guy. I love Chris Collinsworth. He's my favorite. Chris Collinsworth is my favorite. I'm not even going to lie. I used to only watch Thursday Night Football for him. I love Chris Collinsworth. Like, that guy is my idol. If I'm being honest with you, he is my idol. There is not – and look, yeah, I mean, everyone's kind of got their thing as a play-by-play or as a color commentator. But I like me some Chris Collinsworth, man. I like him. Our fans are going to be allowed at Baum this year. Now, I think that's a good question for Jenna. Jenna's in chat. I'm not. I saw it posted. I want to say it was like 3,000, but I could be wrong. I'm watching the SEC show, and they're mentioning Sharif Cooper again. I'm telling you, man, it's starting to become a tradition like no other. Oh, it's 4,100. Okay. You will see Jenna at a game. Jenna goes to Baum Stadium. I think she's mentioned that before in our Discord. She's a diehard Hog fan. So if you get a chance to go, you ought to go. I'm going to try and make a couple of games this year at least. Let me see here. Why don't they put in Sharif Cooper? He plays for them, right? I mean, you would think so. So, again, I really, really liked what we saw tonight. Now you're riding a wave of momentum. You're now with a 3-game win streak. You beat Auburn 75-73. You need a second half comeback. You wonder if that's why Arkansas is, since the Auburn game, is this the new normal? Can we expect the kind of defensive effort, the hustle, right? The physicality that they played with, and they did that without getting in foul trouble. With that rotation, with that starting 5, is this going to be it? Like, can we settle with this being the Hog team for the rest of the year? With how they're going to look the rest of the year. You beat Vanderbilt. You go on the road. They're missing some pieces. And I think they were missing some pieces tonight against Florida, and they gave Florida a decent game. I think they only lost by maybe it was double digits, but what I saw, they were down like 6 or 7 points with not that much time left in the second half. And Arkansas manhandled them on the road. Again, they were missing pieces, well aware of that, but you beat them 92-71, then you beat Ole Miss tonight, 74-59, and Ole Miss, pretty good defensive team, and you managed to get 74 points at home against them. I was really wanting them to – I don't think Ole Miss has given up maybe like 92 is their most points they've given up all year. I don't even think they've given up that. I was really hoping they would find a way to, maybe build on that momentum a little bit. Next up, Oklahoma State, SEC Big 12 matchup. Believe it or not, Arkansas is favored to win this game. 56% according to ESPN's Basketball Power Index. Oklahoma State 10-4, 4-3 at home. They are beatable at home. Yes, the question is all around Cade Cunningham, freshman, 6'8", 220-pound guard. Yep, the one, I believe they hired his brother. There's some shadiness. We know Oklahoma State got busted cheating. With this kid, he's averaging like 18 points, 6 rebounds, 4 assists. He's shooting close to 46%. He kind of does a little bit of everything. Legit player. We can talk about how they got him another time. But the question is, does he play? I don't know if he does or not. I thought he played in their most recent game. Maybe not. But Oklahoma State, their only losses on the year, TCU, 76-77. They went on the road and they lost to, at the time, number 11 ranked Texas, 77-74. They lost a close one to West Virginia, who was number 14 at the time, 87-84. I think they even have, they beat Texas Tech, who was 13th. They beat them 82-77. They were supposed to play. They've had 2 games postponed, Oklahoma and West Virginia. They got smashed by Baylor, and Baylor's just playing really good basketball, but they got smashed by Baylor 81-66. And then they went on the road and they beat Iowa State by 21 points, 81-60. That's going to be on the 30th. When is that? That's Saturday, right? Yeah, Saturday. So 3 p.m. on ESPN2. They are right now in the Big 12. They're 4-4 in conference play. Again, they're 10-4 on the year. Big 12's in pretty good shape right now. I mean, Baylor 14-0. Texas 11-3. Oklahoma 10-4. West Virginia 11-4. And Texas Tech right behind them at 11-5. Remember, Texas Tech, good coach. Kansas 10-5. Kansas is struggling a little more than people thought. TCU's playing a little bit better than they were projected, I believe, at 9-5, 2-4 on the year in conference play. Kansas State 5-11. Iowa State 2-8. So, yeah, all their losses right now are to teams above 500, and most of them are ranked. If you want my honest opinion, of course, I'm going to try and do a pregame again like I've been doing. It may not be on Monday. It'll probably, I'm sorry, not Monday. It would be Friday. It'd be Friday if I did a pregame. I'm not sure if I'll do a pregame or not. And I don't like doing pregames on the day of. I'll just, I like doing the one live stream and that being the postgame. This would definitely be one of those, this would be a quad one opportunity here. They love talking about the quads this time of year. This would be huge. If you want my honest opinion, I could see Oklahoma State, with or without Cade Cunningham. This is one of those games, again, and I think this is going to be Arkansas for most of the year. If they play like they played tonight, if they play like they did against Tennessee on the road, the way they played Georgia at home, or the way they played these last couple of games outside of Auburn in that first half, If you play like the rest of the year like you did tonight, and in all honesty, they weren't perfect tonight. I mean, Arkansas, there's still some things that I'd like to see differently. I don't know what it is. I wanted to say this earlier, but Jalen Williams, how many times is that guy going to pass up open looks outside on the perimeter? How many times is Jalen Williams? Is that something coming from Eric Musselman, or is that just Jalen with no confidence outside? I would love to see him because the guy can stroke it, man. The guy can knock down perimeter shots, and he's capable of knocking down mid-range shots. He can kind of do a little bit of everything. Like see him play a little bit more aggressive. All their bigs outside Justin Smith, all their bigger players, all their forwards, their 4s and 5s, don't play aggressive enough outside Justin Smith. But when Jalen plays aggressive, he does tend to get into foul trouble. But that guy is capable of doing something similar to what Connor Vanover does and stretching the floor. Your two bigs can stretch the floor like they can. That's supposed to open up lanes. Pace and space, kind of offensive basketball. So Jalen keeps looking up or passing up open shots. He did that 2 or 3 times a night. He's done it on average at least twice a game, if not more. Even mid-range jump shots, he just passes them up. He gets the elbows up and he just pushes the ball back out. And I'm sure some of that's coached. We know that Musselman coaches every single possession, every single pass. But if they play like they did tonight, like they did in the second half against Auburn, I mean, it's hard for me to give the Vanderbilt game so much credit because Vanderbilt, again, missing some key pieces. But if they play something close like what they did tonight or more, they're capable of beating Oklahoma State with or without Cade Cunningham. But here's the thing. We've seen Arkansas. They've got – you just don't know which team's going to show up. Right now, we're seeing some consistency. A little bit better start these last couple of games. Go back to the Auburn game, guys. They were trailing by 19 in the first half. If that team shows up and they're trailing by double digits in the first half, it could get ugly. Oklahoma State could run them out of the building. I don't know what Arkansas's record is in that place, but it's not good. They've struggled going on the road and beating Big 12 teams, to beat Big 12 teams. And not they've played a whole lot of games there over the years, but this is one of those, like, if you really want to make the case for Arkansas being a tournament team, a legit tournament team, this is the game where you do it. And I want them to have Cade Cunningham. I want Cade Cunningham out there. I want Oklahoma State's best, and I want Arkansas's best. If that is the case, Arkansas, I would pick Arkansas to win that game. Home site, neutral, or away. I would take Arkansas just because of the things that we talk about every single show. Size, depth, talent, athleticism, and the amount of scores that you have on the offensive end of things. The different rotations that you can work with. It's just, you've seen what he can do, and Musselman's a hell of a coach. I know they've had a couple blowout games this year, but so far what I've seen in a season and a half, he's done a fantastic job. Does it all? Is it possible that slows down and maybe things go in a completely different direction and all of a sudden we're bad-mouthing Musselman? Yeah, it's absolutely possible. Sports, college basketball. I mean, anything's possible. Let me get back to chat here really quick. Appreciate, too, by the way, Super Chat, Red Wolves, and who was the other one? Joe. I appreciate you guys. That's awesome. How about them piggies, says Grant Patrick. Oh, I went way up, didn't I? I was like, wait, that's really late. Hey, Ty. What's up, Hoyt? How you doing, man? How's it going, bruh? I like the targeting call from the commentators when Tate got hit in the head. I missed that. I actually missed that entire sequence. I had to hop in the shower, and I had my phone on the game, and I'm in the shower, and I'm trying to hurry, and I completely missed that entire sequence, but I did hear them talk about it. Love it. Aggressive on defense, aggressive on offense. They went after loose balls. Now, I do think Ole Miss there, especially in the first half, I think they were leading rebounds by several. I mean, they were really going after loose balls, and they kind of had the ball just bounce off the rim in their direction a couple times. Connor Vanover can get pushed out of the way for a rebound. I don't know if you guys have noticed that before, but he does. He can get pushed out of the way. So I think it's important for this team to switch defenses and scramble to force the action. We've seen them do that this year. We've seen them make adjustments. Eric Musselman now he's 11-1 on the year in comeback or in leading at half. He's 11-1. He doesn't something that drove me crazy under Mike, and I think it was more because of his press and how aggressive he wanted to play on defense. But good Lord, did those teams under Mike blow leads? You never felt comfortable, even when you had Portis, Qualls, and those guys. You never felt comfortable with a 15, 16-point lead. They would shrink so fast. They'd get into turnover trouble. And this team has too. But you look at how well they've played in the second half for most of the year, outside of LSU and Bama. Mizzou wasn't pretty either. Mizzou, by the way, racking up quad 1 wins apparently. But he doesn't blow very many leads. Now, I've said before they have a hard time expanding on leads. They look like they're getting better at that. Like I said, Vanderbilt is just Tennessee without McDee's. They are nuggets short of a Happy Meal. I'd let Moses guard Cunningham since they were teammates at Montverde last year. Ooh. Let's see. I'm glad we have where'd it go? So you barely spin the wheel on the mouse and then chat just. Sup, Ty? What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? I still want Jalen Williams to play more than Vanover. Yeah, I'm with you on that. He gets bodied too much. He gets bodied too much. Doesn't box out. He just doesn't have the leg strength. He just doesn't have it. They said he lost weight. That's news to me. I had no idea he ever had weight. Don't forget the likes. Yeah, let's get the likes up. Get the likes up. Smash that like button. Love the stream. Have a good night. Hey, take it easy, man. I appreciate you stopping by. Smock, I still want Jalen Williams to play. Oh, I already read that. My bad. What happened to us playing Tulsa? Well, they got hit with COVID. They got the coof. As long as shooters stay confident, I think we can absolutely take this game on Saturday. They're absolutely capable of doing it. I'm with you on that 110%. They're capable of going on the road and beating teams like Oklahoma State. I have not done a breakdown of their roster. I don't know what they look like size-wise. I've only seen highlights of them play this year. I tried to catch their game against Texas earlier in the year, and I caught like a couple of minutes of it, so I don't know a ton about them. And maybe I should do a pregame show. I don't know. You guys stand by for that. Just hit the notification bell, and that way you know. But looking at their roster, just offhand, they don't look real big. Bernard Kuma at 6'10", 240. Caleb Boone, 6'9", 210. These are all Tulsa guys. Look at that. Cade Cunningham, who's 6'8", 220. Guard. And he could play multiple positions on both ends of the court. He could. I mean, I remember reading about him. You can move him anywhere, 2, 3, 4 spot. He's just a monster. Cade Cunningham is a problem. And it's like without Cade Cunningham, Arkansas should really be favored in that game. Anything could happen. That's the crazy thing. Even with Cade Cunningham out, I could still see Oklahoma State beating Arkansas. It just depends on what team shows up. This is a big game for both these teams. The SEC Big 12 matchups. That's big. So I don't think it's a game. Yeah, it's must win in terms of building up your tournament resume. It's huge. Does it stop you from getting into the tournament? Not necessarily. Also depends on what Oklahoma State does, right? You look what's going on with Auburn. You swept Auburn. Arkansas swept Auburn. They're 10-7, and people are talking about them like they could still be a tournament team. You know, I guess they've had a couple good wins, right? They're on a win streak. They did beat Mizzou today, 88-82. Number 12 ranked Mizzou. They beat them. They went on the road and they hung 109 on South Carolina. I guess South Carolina is just going to mess around and be one of the worst teams in the SEC this year. I didn't see that coming. I didn't think they were going to be great. I knew they'd be near the bottom, but I mean, right now they're 2-3 in the SEC. So Auburn, if they're going to continue to do that, it's like, okay, well, there's your quad 1 possibly, or well, maybe, I don't know about that, but if they can continue, they got to play Baylor. They got to play Baylor. I'm taking Baylor by 15, 20 points. They're just good, man. Baylor's good. And then sometimes you just have these crazy matchups, right? Who's Bama play on Saturday? Don't they have a good one too? Yeah, they got to play at Oklahoma. Boy, the SEC Big 12. That's gonna be an interesting game. I don't know, man. That's a tough draw. Oklahoma's playing decent basketball right now. That's at 11 a.m. I might try and watch that one. Okay. I'll read some more comments and we'll close it up. Favorite player tie for Arkansas. I have not been asked that. I'm kind of surprised, Smock, that I haven't been asked that this year. But if I'm being completely honest, and I know he didn't have a phenomenal game tonight. And I mean, it's also early. Keep in mind, it is very early in the year, and a lot of things could change. This player could fall flat on his face the rest of the year. I'm trying to pull up his stats. I'm procrastinating here. I was trying to pull up his stats. Let me get back to what he did tonight. What did he do? Yeah, he didn't do anything tonight. But my player of the year that I've liked, he's not my MVP of the year, but he's just someone I've liked, has been Jalen Williams. He only got 7 minutes. It'd be a draw maybe between him. I really like how well, even though like Tate, such an aggressive defender. Seals is just aggressive, right? Like on both ends of the floor. Like, even if he doesn't get a lot of points, you're going to get hustle out of those guys. But Jalen Williams he's had moments where he's completely bailed you out. He got you back in the Auburn game in the second half. He was a big part of that. In the second half, that kid's grit, and when he gets physical, when he gets that, I've heard he's from Arkansas. He ought to have that chip on his shoulder just from being from this damn state, because we all do. I've talked about that so much. I'll talk about it until I'm blue in the damn face. We have a chip on our shoulder. I want to see him play with that more often, and when he does, that kid is tough, man, and he's capable. He may not get you 14, 15 points, but he's capable of doing that. He's capable of getting you 7, 8 rebounds. I think if he got more minutes on the floor, he probably would be around, 5, 6 rebounds a game, maybe 7, 8 points. He's so good at forcing the issue on defense. He'll take the charge. He's just a wall. He'll set his feet. He'll plant, body still, hands down to his sides. He'll take the charge. He's just tough, and he's a smart player. I think he plays a little bit above his age. I think he plays above being a freshman. He plays more like a junior or a senior. Like I think he's got it for the most part upstairs in terms of basketball IQ. I like what he does. Probably needs to work on boxing out a little bit more. I've heard them complain about a little bit of his footwork underneath. But got to get better at the putbacks. Got to get better around the rim on the offensive end. Got to get more of those loose balls. And I think there's, again, when you talk about him playing aggressive, he will go after those loose balls. And we have seen him dive to the floor to get a loose ball. Not often, but when he gets tough, mean, gritty, he is really tough. And he changes how you play things on offense when he's on defense. And he's capable on offense of stretching the floor. I like him better than Connor Vanover. I realize Connor Vanover, he takes up so much space vertically. I get that with that unbelievable, with that 7'3" tall, gangly frame that he has. But he forces you to alter your shot. He's capable of getting those tough. He could prevent put back easy shots sometimes, but the problem is he gets bodied underneath. Jalen, again, when he plays tough, when he's got that chip going. He's tough to deal with on both ends of the floor. He can get rebounds. He can get a little physical inside. Vance Jackson was a little bit of a surprise because of how cold he was the start of the year from 3-point range. I think he started knocking him down, but that's really all he is. He's become kind of a one-dimensional player. Like, you just expect him to jack up 2 or 3 threes, and that's what he is. I love it when a player can respond to their weaknesses, right? And he did that this year, and I appreciate that. Devo Davis is someone who, I swear, he's earning more and more minutes, 25 points. But I'll stick with right now. I like Jalen's game. He didn't do much tonight. 3 defensive rebounds and an assist. That was it. Tonight was not a good night for him. But he only played 7 minutes. I love Tate's perimeter play. He's so good. Seals is starting to step it up out on the perimeter too. He's not getting lost off screens. He's not getting lost. He does a really good job of when you're far out on the perimeter and you're damn near trying to make a corner pocket shot, he's real good about sticking a hand in the face at the last second, playing a little, aggressive out there without getting into foul trouble. I love that question, though. No one's asked me that. Agree. Jalen Tate is like Scotty Thurman. And yeah, when he gets hot, sorry, I thought for some reason I had Seals in my mind. When Seals gets hot, he's a problem. He's from Fort Smith. Yeah, I know. He's from Fort Smith. I was trying to make a joke. He's if you're from Arkansas, we all have that grit, right? We all have that chip on our shoulder. Something about Muss something about Muss too, ever since he started coaching here, is he wins on the road more than Anderson ever did. He did. Last year he beat Georgia Tech and Indiana on the road. I remember under Anderson we could almost never win on the road. It was a struggle. And I don't think enough people make that, when they complain about Muss and then they want to go brag on Mike Anderson, they don't talk about that enough. They don't talk about the amount of time that he was given. Granted, he took over an absolute train wreck at Arkansas. Take the like button to a movie theater, make them bring in candy from outside, and then tell the usher that they brought in fake candy. What? Yeah, hit the like button if you guys haven't already. I do appreciate each and every one of you. I appreciate the super chat. Remember, super chat will always take priority in the chat. Jalen Tate is Scotty Thurman. I read that. My favorite player is definitely Moses. Yeah, I mean, obviously Moses is the favorite, right? I mean, you're talking about a projected first-round draft pick. Illegal candy. Oh, okay. Take the like button to a movie theater, but make them bring in candy from outside, and then tell the usher that they brought in illegal candy. Take the like button out to a nice seafood dinner and never call it again. Talladega Nights. It's a great movie. Do you ever miss the Nolan Richardson full court press? I miss everything about Nolan Richardson at Arkansas. I know a lot of you are probably similar to me in age. I'll be 38 in July. Growing up with Nolan, you're spoiled. You were spoiled with that. And then ever since, it's like, what the hell is this? Ever since, Stan Heath, Palfrey, Mike he laid a wonderful foundation but could never really build on top of it. And you talk about a guy that had it rough his first 2-3 years. Holy cow. The letters that were being written to him, I heard that there was some racist out there writing him some just nasty stuff, the kind of shit that Nolan Richardson had to deal with and overcome. And I'm sure that was just one, I hope that was just one stupid ass drunk redneck. But the stuff that guy had to overcome, to me, you talk about someone, I mean, he had an anger about him coming out of Tulsa. He had something about him. He just, I don't know. And you saw it. I used to go to the youth center in Fayetteville after school, right? 5th, 6th grade. Me, Nathan, and Jeremy, friends of mine. And we'd sneak in to the old Barnhill Arena. How old were we? Wait. So Bud Walton was in 94. So this would have been like 90, 92, 93. We would sneak in. So maybe it was. I knew we snuck into Bud Walton. I went to the youth center for several years. We used to sneak into all those facilities. Not as much security back then. I mean, there just really wasn't. I don't know if that was a Frank Broyles thing or what. You could just walk in, come and go as you please. These little 8-9-year-old kids. If you're familiar with the youth center, it used to be right there behind, right off campus, right there by the Fayetteville football stadium and the campus and everything, or the Fayetteville High campus. And we would sneak in and we would watch them practice. And we did eventually get caught and, we got thrown out. But you could hear the guy, everything you hear about was absolutely true. So, yes, the OG Youth Center. Yeah, his OG, man. I watched KK in high school. I really feel like we could use him in his scoring ability. Yeah, he's out, though. He's done. Moses projected number 6 on Bleacher Report. Imagine if Nolan Richardson played second base this year for the Hogs. Just picture it in a real game. And him being totally serious about it. That'd be hilarious. You just had to walk up from Harmon. Yeah, I mean, it was right there. We used to sneak into that place all the time as a kid. All the time. Good times. Good times. Great oldies. But, Nolan, I miss everything about the Nolan years. I don't know that in my lifetime we'll ever get back to that level of dominance. Arkansas was a name to be feared in the SEC. Of course, in the early 90s, of course, you just joined the SEC and you were a powerhouse. They were unbelievable. They were so good. I don't know how many games I went to as a kid. It was so many. We went to a lot of games. And I've just never seen that kind of basketball since. You know, I grew up watching Todd Day, Lee Mayberry, Oliver Miller, of course, Big Nasty a little while later. I'll never forget those years. And being able to go to those games in Barnhill and then going to the games at Bud Walton, you just felt spoiled as a Razorback fan. And you know, since the late 90s, I mean, the last time you made the Sweet 16, when was that? 96? You know, and that was a bad year. Arkansas fans were pissed. What, we just made the Sweet 16? Come on. Right? Now it's like, holy hell, we might make the Sweet 16. That's what you've had to get used to, right? If you're someone who's my age. And these younger fans who are like, what the hell, we were actually good? It's kind of like when my dad and my uncles talk about, you know, the 60s and 70s and 80s of college football, like Arkansas football, how good they were back then, right? I miss Midnight Madness. Oh, my gosh, Midnight Madness, good times. What happened to him? I missed this man, like season – oh, yeah, he I don't remember the specific injury, but he's out. I thought he was out for the year, I'm pretty sure, Smunk. So, let's see. Oh, did I not put the score in the chat? I sure didn't. The score tonight, that's my fault. That's the first time I've done that. 74-59 was the score tonight. 74-59. So Arkansas, nice win. All right. We're going to end this thing on task here. Arkansas, good game. I'll say this. Again, they're playing better and better basketball. I want to see more of like what we saw in the second half against Auburn, or kind of how you looked throughout the first or the final 10 minutes of the first half and the entire second half for the most part until you turned the ball over a little much there in the second. But, you know, look, you did everything pretty well. Free throw shooting, 71%. Of course, you guys know I want you to be above that, but I'd like to see them at like 80% with 21 attempts at the free throw line. I'd love to see you closer to 78, 80% there, but I'm not going to nitpick. Like what the bench did. I mean, once again, the bench comes off. They score 20-plus points between Note and Davis. Actually, almost 40 points off the bench between the two of them. You had 3 rebounds from Jalen Williams, and then you had 6 rebounds from Devo. Devo came off. Just Devo was again, he has those stretches of minutes where he is a force to be reckoned with. Those 8 points that he had in the first half, and they came so quick. And you watch him bring the ball up the floor. He's so smooth. You think he's gonna dink and dive in between defenders. You think he's gonna turn the ball over, and he doesn't. And he finishes at the rim. Maybe Devo has been teaching these guys how to do it at the rim because he's doing it. He doesn't mess up. He finishes at the rim. So Devo has really come along, and I hope he continues to do so. Go on the dark web and led. Okay, Brooks is wanting you guys to hit the like button. I do appreciate you guys again. Super chat, you guys rock. Everyone in chat, you guys are awesome. I missed Timothy Henderson. Hey, what's up, man? How you doing? That's my bad. I didn't give you the score. I don't know if you're still in chat. Oh, someone did. Someone gave you the score in chat. I will. Don't count on me doing a pregame show, so I probably won't go live, but I will do a postgame show. Oklahoma State, it's a big one. It's a must-win in terms of building your resume to get to the tournament. It's not going to kill you if you don't win this game. But just having fun. Go Hogs. I get you, Brooks. I appreciate it, man. I do. I appreciate it. Yeah, you guys should absolutely hit the like button if you haven't already. But I like Arkansas's. I like Arkansas if the team that showed up these last 2-3 games show up. I like their odds. I do. But Oklahoma State, with or without Cade Cunningham, they're good. With Cade Cunningham, yeah, it's going to be tough. So they're going to have to bring their A-plus game to get that win. If you do, oh, man, that postgame show will be a blast. So, all right. I will see you guys then. Have a good rest of your week. Woo Pig Suey. Go Hogs.